welcome back to my channel. I'm Shannon Margaret B, and I'm so happy to have you here. If you're new, I usually read a lot of thrifted and backlist books. However, this week I'm reading a brand new release that I got literally on release day because I was so excited, and that is Blade by Wendy Walker. If you've been following along, I did a full Wendy Walker reading her backlist last week, and I had the best time. So I was dying to get my hands on Blade, which is an ice skating thriller. This weekend's vlog, I also had book club and I read expiration dates, and I showed you some of my fun book club craft that I made. And this is about a girl who gets slips of paper that tell her how long she's going to date someone. So I thought it was a great book to pick for a book club. And I take you along to my book club and let you know my thoughts on expiration date, of reading romance and a thriller, which was a great pairing in my opinion to read these two books together. And then I also had my birthday this weekend. So I'll show you my birthday and I will give you a full crafting haul because this year everyone definitely got on the bandwagon of knowing that I've been very into crafting and diamond art and little fun things. So I will share those with you in this vlog as well. So it was a very fun weekend of book club and my birthday as well that I got to share with you. I have a lot of updates. I have been so bad at checking in this week. I've been reading for a couple days and have some stuff to update you on. But I unfortunately had a very weird week at work. I'm just still on ramping to being back in corporate life and it's not going very well. But I'm trying to turn it around. I've just had a couple of like negative Nelly days where I literally just like come home and read and don't want to talk to anybody and do anything. So you will have seen I had a book club yesterday. So I did finish Expiration Dates by Rebecca Searle in time for book club. I had originally gotten it out of the library, but then I had to return it and I actually couldn't like renew it because the hours that the library was open, I was always at work. And then by the time I got out of work, the library was closed. So I just had to return the book. And then I just picked it up because also it's fun like at book club to lay the book out just so everybody knows what we're there for. But book club was so fun. We had such great discussion about this book. This book is about Daphne, and Daphne gets little slips of paper every time she meets a man that tells her how long she will date that man for. Sometimes it's as short as one night, sometimes it's as long as a couple of years, but she always knows when her relationships will end. And she really lives life by these notes and is convinced that they are kind of the teller of all. I'm only going to give this a 3 out of 5. The book was cute. I really loved the premise. It was a great book club book and it was very short, so it got everybody to read it this time because last time some people didn't read it because we did like a Galentine's themed book club. So this definitely fit the bill. I have a love-hate relationship with Rebecca Searle. I didn't really love In 5 Years and I did not like The Dinner List. But my sister-in-law at book club said that One Italian Summer is very good. So maybe I will try that one. But yeah, this one still didn't do it for me for Rebecca Searle, but it is a cute, quick romance. It's very jumpy. It jumps all over the place. There's a lot of characters. And then I felt like I was getting lost in the chapters. And then there's kind of like a twist that like confused me and I didn't really understand why it was in there. But I feel like our book club consensus was like, it's an interesting topic just about life and fate. And that's what the book was fun for. So if you like stories like that, you might like this. Crafting update, you will have seen. So I had many prototypes of making these little, I wanted to make these little envelopes. This is what it started as, with these little liners, these little envelopes, so that we could put in these little love note cards, because my book club is my mom, my sister-in-laws, and my sister and me. So I thought it would be really cute, since we did a Galentine's theme with expiration dates, and expiration dates has the theme of like little notes being found. I got these little like note cards, and they say like, I love you because, and I was like, everyone has to write one for each other and for yourself. And then when you're having a bad day, you can open your little envelope and get a little bit of excitement or just love. And we all live in different states too. So it's just like, just like a little cute moment. But anyway, I think this was mine. This was mine. We ended up having an extra because someone could not go. But my original idea had been to use this like thinner paper, and I got like a Valentine's Day pack of paper. But then when I was doing the envelopes, I realized that the paper was way too thin. So luckily I had a pack of scrapbooking paper that I've literally had for years. But I just pulled out like all of the like pink papers out of it, and I traced the outside of this to get the size, and then I just folded in all of these sides to make these little envelopes, and then I used this paper as like the liners inside. But they came out so cute. This one was my favorite. This is the one that I made for me. But this one was really cute because someone couldn't come, so I ended up with theirs also. Just like a cute little girly thing to do out at brunch. We all were like sitting there with our little wine and like writing these little love notes to each other. So it was really, really cute and wholesome. But it took me many tries to get it correct. Like, I'm literally looking at my crafting table is just full of scraps of paper. This is what it started as, which is kind of funny, but this was just too small for this to work. So yeah, I had to go a bit bigger. I'm a little over 100 pages into Blade, and this is interesting. This is very different than her other books were for me. So Blade is about the place named the Palace, and this is an ice skating training facility led by this famous coach Dawn and her assistant coach Emile. One day Emile ends up dead, and one of the younger figure skaters, one of his students, is accused of killing him with the blade of her ice skate. And so after all of these years, Anna, who is a child psychologist lawyer, comes to help out Grace and see if she can help with the case and defending Grace against this coach, against the claim that she killed her coach. However, we get a whole backstory chapter. So we're in the current day with Anna defending Grace. Also, we're going back in time of Anna's experience because she used to train at the Palace growing up, and she was a young skater, and Dawn and Emile were her coaches at the time, and she was considered like an orphan because her parents didn't stay at the facility. So we're flashing back into all of her time. Very early in the book, maybe chapter 1 or 2, Grace says this place became like what it is because of you, and like in a negative sense. So we want to know, like, in the back timeline, like, what did Anna do, or what happened to Anna, or what the heck happened that now all of these years later there was all these terrible things happening at the Palace, and what are the terrible things that are happening. I think it's really fun. It's a really neat book. I think so far it's feeling a tiny bit repetitive, but I think we need to learn these concepts that are being talked about and these friend dynamics, because I think they're going to pay off later, which is what I've found in Wendy Walker books. Is sometimes this happened with American Girl, which ended up #2 in my tiering system for my Wendy Walker video, which I'm so excited to slot this in after I'm done and see where this lands in the tier ranking. There is a lot of story building, character building. There's a decent amount of character. Wendy Walker was a skater growing up, so this is very reflective of her time, and I think she pulled a lot of things from her experience as training for a figure skater, because she's like also just had such a cool life. She trained to be a figure skater, and then she became a lawyer, and like now she's an author. Lots of layers going on in this book. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Today is my birthday. I'm excited to be a year older, and I got to see my family yesterday and my husband's side of the family last week. So I'm glad that I'm getting to see everybody before I go into hibernation of tax season and going into the office for like 6 days a week. I will be doing a crafting haul later because I got some really fun crafts from the families, and I haven't opened my husband's gifts yet, but I think there are some crafts in there. So whatever crafts I get, I will show you. I really need to clean up this crafting table from the other day because it's a disaster, and I will be reading Blade. I think we are going to do some book shopping just because I'm not feeling the best. I didn't really want to like go out to eat, honestly. But I think we are going to like grab a coffee and go book shopping, which will be really nice for my birthday because that's what I want to do. But anyway, I hear him now. He's bringing home breakfast, so I'm going to go eat. I'll check in with you when I have more to say about Blade. The end of my birthday. I had such a nice birthday, and I thought it would be fun to show you a quick craft haul. We went to a Goodwill, we went to an outlet, Barnes and Nobles, and got some things. And then we went to a cafe and we're doing these. So he had gotten me this little set of dog coasters, and I just think they're so adorable. And so I did the little like golden retriever one at the cafe. Honestly, such a cute, fun, like little cafe activity because they take like an hour. Honestly, I think we were there for like 2 hours just because we were like enjoying ourselves so much. And then he did this one, but our dog is actually has two different color eyes. So he just thought it would be fun to make this one have two different color eyes, which I think is so cute. So I'm excited. I have two other little dogs left that I get to do. He also got me Sunshine Town, which I'm really excited. I have one of the book nooks that I did. I did the Romantic Venice one last year. Actually, I finished it on my birthday last year, which is funny that I got a new one. This is non-craft related, but my sister got me this candle, and it's vanilla latte, and I was so confused because I thought it was coffee, but it's actually a candle, and I just think it is so adorable. And then my mother-in-law asked what I wanted, and I had said I got really into diamond art, so she got me a few. So she got me this really pretty, like, it's a butterfly diamond art set, and then she got me a really pretty, like, books, like a bookcase almost with flowers coming out of it. So I'm really excited to do. And then I had wanted another like book nook roll life craft, and my mom got it for me, and that is the A-frame cabin. So this will go on the top of my bookshelf when I eventually finish it. But I am so excited. I did a lot of research on this one. There's no burning of things or lots of gluing that I know of. It's more of a snap together one, which is what I liked on the one that I did do. So I'm really excited. This is so cute. There's like tables inside. There's like table with wine inside. I think it's so adorable. So you will definitely see my journey with building these roll life things and diamond arting. I got so many fun crafts. And then today we went to a Barnes & Noble's outlet. So we did pick out a new puzzle because me and my husband have been really enjoying puzzles. So it's this Harbor Inn puzzle, and I think it's so pretty. We also, our last puzzle that we finished was like a wine and cheese shop I showed, I think in like my winter break vlog, and it was this brand, it was White Mountain, and we really liked it a lot. So we definitely wanted to do another 1,000 piece. But an update on the book, I still have not finished it yet. I have about 80 pages left. Around page 200, chapter 30. And I still feel the need to read it, and I'm enjoying my reading experience. However, so much repetition of information. It'll be like a chapter of now, and she's like, oh, remember that event that happened long ago and how it shapes what's going on now. So then we go flash forward back into a chapter, and then we're learning everything. And then like the next now chapter, it'll be like Anna is re-explaining what we just learned in the before chapters. It's just, I don't know, it's just getting really repetitive. And I've had this thought while I was reading it, why I possibly feel a little different about this one than I did all of Wendy Walker's other books. All of Wendy Walker's books, for the most part, I want to confidently say all of her books that I read in the last week's vlog of reading Wendy Walker's backlist involve a family relationship, sister and sister relationships, mother-daughter relationships, husband and wife relationships, just families in general, family trauma bonding. Like, it goes a lot into the family psychology and dynamics, and I think that that's what I find so interesting about her books. This covers a lot of the psychology between trainee and coach relationship. It's just a very different dynamic than all of the other ones that she had. I do think the friend group's really interesting. It's just a little tough because the friend group is like, truthfully, just like they're all in turmoil a lot of the book. And I think it would have been nice to have like this close, friendly relationship for part of the book and then like explain all of the turmoil that's going on, because you're very quickly just like learning the turmoil of each girl dropping like flies out of this um, out of the palace training facility. We will see what happens in the last 80 pages. I don't really know who committed the murder of the assistant coach. I don't, at this point, I don't know. I don't really have any theories because I feel like the book, it'll give you a theory and then it'll very, very quickly put that theory to bed. So it's kind of like there's just a lot of like tied up ends that I'm like, where are the loose ends that will get us there? It is Monday morning. I finished Blade last night. I was up late because I had to know what happened. I'm ultimately going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. I think if you like figure skating, this book is definitely for you. I haven't read The Favorites yet. I want to read that soon, but probably if you like that book, you would like this book just because they cover ice skating. I think this book covers a lot of the details of ice skating and the downfalls it has for young women, which I think is an interesting conversation. I think it actually would have been cool to have, there is a male skater in this book, but it would have been cool to have his perspective as well, to see like the implications that ice skating has on male skaters as well. I think my downfall with this book was that I went in with such high expectations because I had just read all of her books last week. So I had such a great time with all of her books that for this one, since it was her newest release and I knew it was about figure skating and it was going to be a thriller, I was just really excited. I feel like this one's not as psychological. I think we're going through the turmoil that are in some of these young skaters' brains and we're getting the explanation of why they're doing what they're doing. But ultimately, I just felt like towards the end, I didn't really love the ending. I think there was definitely still a payoff somewhat, but I wasn't obsessed with the ending where I've been obsessed with the endings in her other books. So I think in the tier system, I'm going to put this right under The Night Before. So I'll show you what my final tier ranking of Wendy Walker is. She has other books that are Audible exclusives, but I think I've read all of her print books now. So to wrap up this vlog, I got a 3-star and a 3.5 star, which is not too bad for a good weekend of reading. But I will see you again in another video very soon. Thank you so much for watching.